On January 26, 2017, representatives from the Wilderness Society, Appalachian Trail Conservancy, the Virginia Wilderness Committee, and local citizens from Monroe, Giles, and Montgomery counties trekked their way into the Peters Mountain Wilderness area and the Jefferson National Forest to the Appalachian Trail to assess the impact should the Mountain Valley Pipeline be built in the present proposed corridor.
Look up. There's a similar way, you know. There's a similar ridge, There's a quarry down there. There's a quarry. Yeah. Is there another smart stone stuff?
A lot of y'all heard about Mystery Ridge. We walked up by Mystery Ridge today. I'd never seen Mystery Ridge today. And it's typical of some of our own little ridges, unless it's at a massive scale. Mystery Ridge is over in Virginia, so y'all don't know anything about it. But Mystery Ridge is a spur off of Peters Mountain, and it's about a little wider than this room. They want to put a 100-foot wide pipeline corridor on a piece. They're going to cut it down 30, 40 feet. Mystery Ridge, a unique feature of Peters Mountain, is going to be obliterated.
I like that name. Post down. Corridor's a little bit.
Did y'all stop to see that spring way back there in that swag? We'll go back, y'all know that little seesaw. Yeah. What I think.
That is the resource that shows how delicate what it is.
Is it listed in the EIS? Spring?
No, it's not. And Ernie Reed from Wild Virginia.
I mean,
He was off in the last fall. In October, he was up here. He brought it in fall. See, that's all that dry summer we had. It was running in October.
And Rusty the Wonder Dog got a drink out of it, and she has a picture of Rusty drinking out of the thing. That's right.
oh, that's great.
Discover Monroe. Here's YouTube number 8.
I've seen them all.
The Appalachian Trail on Peters Mountain in Monroe and Giles County is regarded as one of the most treasured visual areas on the AT. The group poses for a picture on top of Peters Mountain on the Appalachian Trail.
Clear visual impact analysis that says that valley in a prominent way will be impacted for campers and hikers on the AT. I mean, this is...
That's about 30 miles away.
Who wouldn't want to camp right here? This is a great campsite.
Yeah.
So.
Does this vault have a name, do you know?
This is Peters Mountain. That's Sims Gap.
This is Sims Gap.
Yeah. We specifically said a quarter-mile trail south of Sims Gap should be a key observation point in the analysis by EQT and for visual impact assessment. So it gave them 12 months advance notice that this was an important location, and they still didn't include it in the visual impact assessment.
So important, we'll just put it right
Yeah.
Well, they need...
To my knowledge.
Go back a few days.
You know, and it was up here,
You'll
the Forest
see the
Service
sign.
agreed,
You'll see
it was
where
up here with the Forest Service and the applicant. Forest Service agreed that
They didn't wait.
visual impact analysis need to occur here. So they were up here during that trip.
Which I have
Any
Very
idea
helpful.
when that was?
I believe I can get you an exact date. I believe it was April 2014.
Go back and you'll see. I did a.
So that's Peters Mountain Wilderness right there. Which is kind of neat. They may have
one of the many springs located in the path of the proposed Mountain Valley Pipeline.
Back. Where's the pullback? Space. Where's the pullback out here? Where are they gonna put a pullback on this side? Is even worse than that.
Yeah, because 300 feet is just 300 feet. See that big tree that's the last big tree that that I can. That's about 300 feet. That's where they're going to be digging
four
a
pits
pit
are flagged out there.
and trying to
And they got to
set
pull the
up.
pipe straight.
And after
so they
that,
don't flag.
if you go over there, the mountain goes
Straight down.
down.
How they
And
pull
it's
back.
like 50 degrees, 55 degree slope there. So it's very complex. To like how they
nailed it.
do it.
They don't really.
That involves open trench construction, perhaps, which was still prominently featured in the environmental impact statement. Open trench construction. That's it's not okay.
The top of the Peters Mountain is Tuscarora limestone. This is the hardest rock in West Virginia. It's very incredibly hard.
Now, right below here, there is a hunting camp. And this hunting camp is in the property that's next to us. And we heard that they had water, and so we hiked up here, and there is a spring that is straight down this hollow.
Oh, right here. So this is the headwater.
That's the headwater. There's a spring down there. It's developed. There's a little black tube going into it. That's the trespassing. Down spring.
You're on record now, buddy. Citizens arrest.
So I just want to say that that is an aquifer, and I did give that to
Joby, yeah.
Yeah, I said no.
The forest boundaries we probably got red paint we can almost see.
And then it becomes private land.
And so all this was acquired for the AT, for the forest, and that was, most of it was acquired for the AT, but that was in, I believe, the 80s and 90s, which I think is one of the reasons why the AT is kind of one of the centerpieces in impact analysis for this public land. I mean, it wouldn't be public if yeah.
Dana Olson, a member of Save Monroe and the Discover Monroe team, said Peters Mountain is a magic place filled with springs and aquifers. It is a source of water and life for 1,000 residents in Monroe County.
Damaged. Monroe County, our surrounding counties, this mountain and our water is the most precious thing in this world. It is the best in the world, period. We live in such a delicate balance with Mother Nature. There's no way in hell we can let anybody destroy or take the chance of destroying our water. Our water is our way of life. We gotta have it to live. It's our bloodline. No water, no life. No water, no life. Spelled with a K and spelled with N. If you know about water, then you know about life. If you don't know about water, like Mountain Valley Pipeline, they don't care about the water. They don't care about the people. They're sucking it out from under us like a bunch of ticks sucking on Mother Earth. And it's time we got to stand up, take care of Mother Earth, stand up for Standing Rock and all of our brothers and sisters all over the country that just want good water. That's all they want, is to be left alone, live where they live, and know that we are in the most precious, pristine place you can ever live. The love you have for this mountain, my dad fought in war so we could be here on this mountain, be protected and feel safe. Not drop down wondering if a gas line's going to blow, anything man-made is going to tear up somewhere. You mess up that water, no amount of dirty watt money is going to fix it, because you can't clean the water. When it's gone, it's gone. You can't drink gas and oil, so people better get their priorities in line. God made the sun, wind, and the water. Therefore, you go solar, wind, go with hydro, water pressure power. You don't have to use all these fossil fuels. Leave them in the ground. Don't let all this bad carbon escape. That people realize that our EPA has got to stand up and really protect the environment. Protect it. Don't set up there in them nice little buildings with sconces of blue herrings on the wall and fake frogs, because one day that's all they'll be.
We are blessed. We're blessed with the water in the mountains. And you know, that's where we grew up. on Peters Mountain, and that's where we'll die, is on Peters Mountain. And we get buried on Peters Mountain and married on Peters Mountain. And we were really blessed. My daddy came back here, and we have lived there all of our lives, and we're still there. And we have just been so totally blessed. People do not realize when they turn their spigots on elsewhere where their water is coming from. I think we need to cut their water off and then let them think a little bit about it, because, you know, they're taking it for granted. And let me tell you, we don't take it for granted. We go out and are amazed every day by the creeks and the springs that we have to enjoy.
On your trip, but the Red Sulphur Water District here has already experienced the first contamination in its history due to a pipeline much smaller, a 10 to 12 inch pipeline that went across Peters Mountain and through the sinkhole and through the karst, mysterious ways that water goes underground in karst. That ended up jeopardizing the main spring for the main public water district in Monroe County. Where they are positioning the Mountain Valley Pipeline is right close to the second largest spring for the Red Sulphur District. Its backup spring and the headwaters of the Rich Creek itself. West Virginia DEP is here, and I know you're not here to hear us give our comments for later, but we have been repeatedly asking the DEP and the Army Corps of Engineers and the FERC that when they look at this massive construction project, that they cannot issue a general permit for stormwater crossing or a general permit for stream crossing. Every single stream is different. Every single access road. It's not just the pipelines, it's the access roads, it's the alternative workspaces, it's the hydro testing that's going to spray all this stuff. And we're within Indian Creek Watershed Association. It is cutting right through the middle of a major part of our watershed. And we need some backup from our environmental protection agencies. And we know that this is a really hard time. But we also know that this county has been identified as being unusually vulnerable. There was a USGS study report that came out just last October where they had been asked, because there was the contamination up in Charleston, suddenly people get interested. When you have the contamination, people get interested. And then it, peters down. Well, when they were looking at this, they identified the karst aquifer of Monroe and Greenbrier. It's part of this Greenbrier limestone that said that it's probably the most vulnerable terrain and aquifer in the state. And it's not been studied. There's currently a proposal to maybe do that in Monroe County, but we need the time to be able to look at what might be damaged irrevocably.